The Asia Strategic Foresight Group is a network of thought leaders from 20 countries in the Asia-Pacific region. Today, here in Bangkok, experts on security and economy have come together to assess the impact of the Trump shock on their economies, as well as discuss how their development models can be adapted to geo-economic disruption. President Trump has unleashed a trade war on the region and actually the entire world. How do you think this is going to impact the larger geo-economic trends in the region?
Yes, that if you look at the U.S. policy which has completely changed over the last few months, so there are emerging trends which we can witness. That one, that there is going to be an economic fragmentations. The world economy, that it will operate in different blocks, which is likely to happen. And we will see the rise of bilateral trade agreements and the regional trade agreements, and which will replace the multilateralism which played a very important role in bringing global prosperity and peace. So that's the one way to look at it. The second way is that it's not only the crisis which is in trade world, it is also a crisis in shaping the global security architectures, and we need to look at that which country will actually step in to shape the global security architectures, because some of the countries which were dependent on US for global security architectures, they are deeply concerned, and they've started increasing their expenditures on military and defense in other areas. So it's in a crisis I would say on the global security front, as well as on the global trade and global economic front.
If we zoom in a little bit, how do you think this is going to impact India?
So from an India point of view, that if you look at India-US trades, both trade in goods and trade in services, so that there will be an impact on India, that particularly the sector like gem and jewelry, textile and clothing, automobile industry and leather industry. These are the industries which will be impacted because of the reciprocal tariffs which US has announced. But India is also negotiating in a bilateral trade agreement with the United States of America. But from an India point of view, that India also look at an opportunity, because that India has an ability to replace China in some of the product segments where the US has increased import duty very high on China, so India can replace. But one has to look at it that how other countries respond to the crisis. It's not only the India which can capitalize on these development, but the other countries will also try to capitalize on these development. But if you look at it from service trade point of view, that if US economy face recession, it will have an impact on the service exports from India to US. So that's the main concern for the India, that how the US economy will perform over the next 1 year, that it will decide that the magnitude of impact on the Indian economy. But I'm quite optimistic that we will be able to secure a multi-sectoral trade deal with United States, and that if trade deal goes beyond multi-sectoral agreements, includes non-trade issues, then it will be very challenging for India, because India wants to preserve its domestic policy space, and that remains the key concern in areas such as intellectual property rights, government procurement, digital trade. These are the areas where India has its concerns, and India wants to protect its policy space, and India doesn't want to surrender its policy space through any bilateral trade agreement.
I was in Delhi just 2 weeks ago where we met, and I think it was very interesting to see that there is an increasing acknowledgement that the development model that India was pursuing for the last 30 years, that's run its course, and there's a discussion over an adaptation of the development model to the new opportunity structures. Could you just give us maybe a few pointers where this direction, where this debate is going?
See that if you look at the India's development model over the last 10 years, particularly under the BJP government, so what you will see that the Indian economy is becoming more inward-oriented economy. So India is also relying on traditional instruments, particularly post-2020, and India has increased import tariffs. India has placed anti-dumping restrictions. India has also rolled out quality control orders, and India has also introduced import monitoring mechanisms. So these are the traditional instruments on which India is actually relying. So it's not the rest of the world is becoming more protectionist, India is also becoming more protectionist in a sense that India needs to open up at a time when the multilateralism is at risk, that India has to give a message to the global community that India is willingly to take a lead along with other countries to revive the multilateralism. So that's why, as far as India's development model is concerned, that it is becoming more inward oriented. So at the same time, we claim ourselves that we want to be an export-led economy. But given the gloomy outlook of world economy, so I don't think that it is possible for India to look at the world market to sell its product.